I definitely think that's one of the aspects that makes this such a good fishery, is that the fish seem to be a lot more aggressive, being that they're kind of a part of a river system versus just strictly being in a big body of water. So yeah, it definitely adds to it.
They are unbelievable. I've only come here twice, and I've never felt more welcomed by a resort staff. I feel like I've known them for a long time, and it's only my second time up here, but super friendly, very accommodating. Anything you want or need, it's like they put themselves in your position and they want you to be comfortable.
Yeah, John and the staff here are extremely accommodating. Even when they're full, it seems like they're definitely willing to have you. We probably muskie fish 30, 40 days a year together. This is, and Jenna can attest to this, is Jenna's favorite trip out of everyone that she comes on. She's had some of her best nights ever last year while she was up here. She ended up catching 3 muskies in one day, and she actually just topped that a couple days ago and ended up catching 4 on our first night up here just 2 nights ago. So she had a fantastic night of fishing here.
So excited to be up here. It was our first night, and we just pulled up and got one, and I get so excited over every muskie. It doesn't matter what size. I just freak out every time, and sure enough, then another one, and I was just, every time, just so excited, ready to... You know what? Last year it was during the day.
Okay, it was.
Yep,
okay.
and that was pretty exciting. We had gone on a stretch of about 2 or 3 days of not really, we maybe got 1 in that stretch, but then we had, I don't know, we hooked probably 10?
7 that day.
Oh, 7, my bad. 7 that day, and that was pretty exciting. Throughout the day, all day they were biting.
And if you have favorable conditions, you can catch fish pretty consistently throughout the day here. And if you have unfavorable conditions, fish are almost always biting in the evening and after dark. So that's the one good thing about Rough Rock, is you can always find biting fish. If it's flat, calm, and sunny, when it's usually not ideal muskie conditions, you can find some biting fish more in the current and river system. And if the conditions are ideal, you can definitely find fish eating out on the big lake. So most of the cabins do have kitchens in them, and they also have a kind of a central grilling and fish frying station that seems to work out really well. It's centrally located close to all the cabins, and yeah, it's worked out really well when we've been able to bring all of our own food and do all of our own cooking. The facilities definitely support that.
Last year we brought up Luke's wife, Kelsey, and we had fun utilizing the kitchen space and cooking together. And they had everything there, pots, pans, plates. I mean, we didn't have to bring any of that. They were so ready for anything you could need.
Well, the thing about Rough Rock is I've stayed at a lot of different resorts, both in the States and in Canada. And Rough Rock Lodge in this part of the Winnipeg River System is just absolutely beautiful. It doesn't really seem to matter if we catch fish or not. We just have a great time. It's so relaxing and so peaceful, and it is one of those true places where you feel like you actually do get away. Cell phone coverage is limited, and that's something that we actually prefer on vacation, so people can't actually get a hold of you. But the sunrises here are absolutely beautiful when you wake up in the morning. Just the entire lake system, this whole area is just absolutely gorgeous. So
I would absolutely agree. We're from the Twin Cities in Minnesota, and you don't get the scenery there, you know, with the stars. Granted, we have the full moon this time, so it's a little harder to see them, but I've never felt like I've been in a place where it's so peaceful. So I feel alone. I don't see many other boats. It's just completely relaxing.
when it comes to muskie fishing around Rough Rock Lodge, though, there's really not a whole lot of baits that you actually need to get. There's just a few basics. I mean, in the summertime, bucktails and topwater baits are probably going to be the main 2 lures. But as things start to cool down a little bit, evening temps start dropping a little bit, the fish really seem to like the rubber baits, mainly bulldogs, any other type of rubber bait, and especially the larger ones. The magnum size bulldogs and even pounder bulldogs are going to be the top bait of choice, even year round. But bucktails and topwaters are definitely the lure of choice almost in all of Canada, so not just Rough Rock. Well, I mean, muskie fishing up here, just like any place, is all about timing. I mean, the great thing about this lake is you can not only catch numbers of fish, but you have a good shot at a big fish almost every day that you're out. And this whole lake system is absolutely amazing, that you can go out and catch 3 and 4 fish in a day fairly easily and still have a chance at a big fish nearly every time you're out on the water. So there's plenty of fish around. Any fish that looks like it, or any spot that looks like it has fish, for the most part will hold fish sometime throughout your trip. So there's just a lot of muskies per acre in this entire body of water, and if you fish hard, you're going to come in contact with plenty of fish. So that's just the great thing about Rough Rock. And the fish, if you're on the right spot at the right time, you're going to end up catching quite a few. But no, we can't wait when we end up having kids. We're newly married. We've been married just over 2 years now. We'll definitely be bringing our kids back here. It's just such a beautiful place, and what better way to introduce young people into fishing than bringing them up to a place like this where you can catch any species of fish: smallmouth, northern walleyes, muskies. I mean, there's plenty of all different types of fish in this entire system. So. No, bottom line, John and his entire staff are just so friendly, so accommodating. Right when you show up to the end of the dock, they're already rushing down to.
Doesn't matter what time of day.
Doesn't matter what time of day you show up.
They're coming down to
either.
help you carry stuff up.
Right. They come down, help you unload the boat, get you situated, and just make you feel really welcome.